This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into the Postcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day for your Locked On Phillies Daily podcast, and I got you covered for your Locked On Phillies Postcasts. Lucky me. That was terrible. Late offense might as well be just garbage time offense. And I know, they were able to bring in Edwin Diaz. They were forced him into the ball. They forced him into the ball game, and Stott got the 3-run homer and made it a 1-run game. Yeah, sure, a little life there in the ninth inning, but it's helpful if you get some life in the first 8 innings of a ball game, and don't make it come down to your final 3 outs where you're begging, praying, you're on your knees hoping that you don't get shut out for the 3rd time in what would have been 11 games with this new Phillies lineup. That was a terrible offensive performance. Taylor McGee, good hustle to you. Yeah, you kept them off balance. You kept them guessing. You were a force to be reckoned with. But the Phillies just could deliver no shot in this game until it was unfortunately way too late. There was actually, believe it or not, and it wasn't Francisco Lindor's leadoff home run off Aaron Nola. No, that would be too easy. Turning point? No, I still have confidence this Phillies lineup is going to do something eventually, and they did in the 9th inning. But I did not expect for it to only be the 9th inning for anything to happen. But there was a turning point. There was a player in the game, and there was certainly something that you'll be talking about tomorrow. But first, 3 big things, okay? Number 1. For a second, I felt bad for Aaron Nola. For a second. He pitches his ass off for 6+ innings. Absolutely lucky that 3-run home run was not a 3-run home run. It was just an inch or 2 foul from Juan Soto. But when he was taken out of the game after giving up back-to-back singles in the 7th inning, and he was trying to do whatever he could to get out of that 7th inning and spell the Phillies bullpen for at least one more inning after they have been laboring over the last couple of games here, I was giving him all the credit in the world. You know what? I'm not going to be mad about the Soto foul ball, which that's all it was, it was a Soto foul ball. But when I thought about it after he was taken out of the game, and I was asking myself about, the 3-run home run that was surrendered by Jose Ruiz after Nola left the game, I thought, well, hold on a second. Yeah, it was 6 1/3 that he tossed. While he was in the game, he only gave up the 2 solo home runs. All right, so 6 1/3, 2 runs, and then also leaving 2 base runners on there. I'm not looking at that as if it's some terrible start. However, it does make you go back to the 3rd inning when Juan Soto had what would have been a 3-run home run, just hook foul behind the pole there in right field. And then you also think about a shot down what would have been down the right field line that ended up being a line-out double play to Bryce Harper in the 6th inning, I believe that was. You also think about the luck. Yeah, it was off Winker's bat in the 6th inning that Harper plucked out of the air and then tagged Nimmo trying to get back to first base. So it was a double play. That's more luck on the side of Aaron Nola. So you might say, 6 1/3, only 2 runs while he was in the ball game, but absolutely not. The box score in this instance at first didn't really do it justice, and then it absolutely did justice. But he still is lucky that he only gave up 4 runs, was charged for 4 runs in this game. Did he settle in? Yes, he settled in. Did he have a gutsy performance? Absolutely. Was there a lot of luck involved in that gutsy performance? Oh, absolutely. 0-5 now, though, for Aaron Nola to start the season is horrendous. And this is where we're at right now for your Phillies. And it's not like you can give the ball to the bullpen and be like, oh, they got this. I actually give credit to Rob Thomson for leaving Aaron Nola in the game. Maybe you take him out after the first single. Maybe you don't let him get to back-to-back. But it wasn't like I was begging for Jose Ruiz to come in the game, and I sure as hell wasn't begging for anybody else in the bullpen to come into this game either. So I don't fault Rob Thomson for taking him out, especially after he pulled what I thought was early, pulling Jesus Luzardo early in Game 3 against the Marlins, only for Orion Kerkering to blow that one. So I give him credit for at least having a starting pitcher go out there and try to get through that inning, it didn't work. And then obviously Jose Ruiz allowed the kill shot to Francisco Lindor for a second home run of the game. When it comes to everything else for this one, let's talk about that. Oh, excuse me. How dare I? Number two, Jose Ruiz giving up the 3-run home run. What the hell, man? Number 3, I'll go through here, okay? Number 3 on the 3 big things here. The offense almost getting shut out for the 3rd time in 11 games. I've said many times that I like this lineup, how it's organized. And maybe when you're just looking through the schedule later in the season and you're seeing a 5-4 game, you're forgetting how it ended. The 9th inning made this game a lot prettier than it was. You're talking about 2 hits going into that 9th inning. 2 of them. Nick Castellanos looked lost in this game. Bryce Harper, hey, if you're going to tell me that you got a 1-run ball game, you got 1 out, you got Trey Turner, and you got Bryce Harper coming to the plate, all right, let's party. I'm sure you'd rather have Harper and Schwarber coming up, but, Trey Turner, get on base, little 2-run home run. Maybe you get a one-run lead, and you go into the bottom of the 9th inning. But Trey Turner got a big old fatty across the middle of the plate that he swung right through and struck out. And then Bryce Harper, I guess he thought that Edwin Diaz was going to throw him a fastball. I don't know why he would think that, but he thought that. And Edwin Diaz did not throw him fastballs. He threw him sliders consistently, just sliders, including the last slider he threw him. All 3 were sliders. The bottom one, the one that was just basically grazing the plate as it went through, Bryce Harper just flailed away at from the batter's box for a swinging strike 3. He wasn't giving you a fastball. There is no way. With 2 outs early in the inning, he was giving you a fastball. I don't care if Kyle Schwarber was coming up next. Harper, especially that early in the count, he wasn't going to give you a fastball. Wasn't going to happen. Terrible. So that's what I look at in this game today. I look at Aaron Nola, again, dropping to 0-5. Him being lucky to get through the innings he got through with only the damage that was done. I look at Jose Ruiz giving up the kill shot on, by the way, I didn't even mention this. That pitch hung in the middle of the plate right in front of Francisco Lindor. And in Spanish and English said to him, please hit me. Please hit me. And he demolished it. So that was the 3-run home run. And then finally, the no offense really coming through until that 9th inning. And even when that happened, the 2 guys you could really rely on in this lineup weren't able to come through. Even Alec Boehm got another hit. Look at him. How about that? He was also hit by a pitch in this game, too. Almost twice. How about that? As far as the player of the game goes, I think that's pretty obvious.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, but Francisco Lindor, you get 4 RBIs in the game. You lead off the game with a solo home run. You get the kill shot, 3-run home run there in the 7th inning off of Jose Ruiz. It is going to make you the player of the game. First batter of the game for the New York Mets. He gets Aaron Nola into a 2-2 count. Nola throws him his patented knuckle curveball that just doesn't drop enough. And Francisco Lindor hits that one 378 feet down the right field line for a home run. Then after that, you go into that 7th inning, and as I mentioned, you get Jose Ruiz on the mound. He's facing Francisco Lindor. Fastball, middle of the plate, 421 feet to center field to make it a 5-0 ball game. So yeah, Francisco Lindor, I'm going to go ahead and say that he's the player of the game. Now, this is where things might get a little interesting here, and that's when we talk about the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
You could say that if you had no confidence in the Phillies lineup, especially even after 3 innings and the Phillies were already down 2-0, that they were just going to get shut out in this game. You could easily have said that, and I get it. That's fine. We know it's feast or famine, really, with this lineup. But the turning point for me was when the Phillies were down 2-0. And McGill was still in the game. He was at 85 pitches in that 6th inning. Excuse me, 70 pitches going into that 5th inning, I believe it was. Boehm steps up, and he gets hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the inning. He takes first base. Oh, my goodness gracious. You got a leadoff base runner. Is that allowed? Rojas goes down swinging on a sinker. Stott goes down looking at a fastball. Outer half of the plate, but was a strike. Turner goes down swinging at a fastball that was up and away. You got a leadoff base runner. You were going to have Stott and Turner come into the plate. Rojas, who has been hot also, goes down swinging. Stock goes down looking. Turner goes down swinging 1-2-3 after a leadoff base runner. That for me was a big turning point. The soul-crushing moment in this game was in the start of the 6th inning when McGill was in the game. 85 pitches at the start of the 6th inning. Harper starts things off with a 5-pitch walk. Schwarber flies out to left field. They then go to the bullpen. Garrett comes into the game. Castellanos fouls out on an absolute nasty on-the-hand splitter that he just was more out of self-defense than anything. Kepler gets a base hit. Oh, my goodness, you got something going here. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Real Muto chases a pitch that was about a mile outside the strike zone. And it was on a sinker. Or no, he struck. Excuse me, that made it a 1-2 count. It was the cutter that was away. And then he struck out on the sinker that was away to end the at-bat. Now, the sinker away wasn't as egregious as the 1-1 pitch that he just fished for and didn't get it. But 5th inning was the turning point. 6th inning was the soul crusher. I'll call the 9th inning the false hope when it comes to what the Phillies were unable to accomplish in this ballgame. So that one was certainly frustrating. When we come back, we'll talk about what you're going to be talking about tomorrow. We'll also take your comments on this Phillies loss. Round 1 of the Phillies-Mets goes to the Mets 5-4. More on this one when we come back. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Sports Phillies YouTube channel. Monarch Money. You guys smart with your money? You guys doing what you should do with your money? Ever check your bank account and say, where did the money go? I had money in here, and now there's no money in here. Where'd the money go? Well, Monarch Money helps you keep track of everything. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. Oh, no, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So stop just managing your money and start building wealth with the wise people of Monarch Money. They give you surprising insights as well. When I started using Monarch Money, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery orders. I know those can get out of hand rather quick. Oh, I don't have that much time. Let me just order the food. Oh, that actually tallies up quite a bit at the end of the month. Also, instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch Money to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Maybe you're managing your accounts with a partner nowadays. It'll make it smoother than ever. You can track shared personal accounts. You can set goals, and stay on the same page without all the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Locked On MLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year with Monarch Money. Now it brings us to what I think he'll be kicking around tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think you're going to be talking about Aaron Nola being winless still. I think you're going to be talking about Aaron Nola being 0-5 to start the season. I think you're going to be talking about how he was lucky to be in this ball game. And just take a look at the box score with Aaron Nola. 4 earned runs he gets charged for in this one. All 4 runs earned. 7 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Both the home runs were solo. 101 pitches to get through 6 1/3. His ERA, 6.43 on the season. But that's not all. Yeah, wait, there's more. You'll also be talking about how the Phillies, second best, excuse me, did I say best? That was dumb. Second worst bullpen ERA in Major League Baseball, second only to those Washington Nationals. If I just took a guess, where do you think the Nationals' payroll is? Where do you think the Phillies' payroll is? And should the Phillies be investing maybe a little bit more money in their bullpen? I don't know. What are we hoping for here? Taijuan Walker becomes the hope in the bullpen? What are we hoping for here? Ranger Suarez becomes the hope in the Phillies? Well, is that what we're doing here? No? Okay. Because there's no one I'm looking at right now that's going to be the savior of that bullpen. I mean, we've talked about how the guy that you have actually the most confidence in is Jose Alvarado, and that doesn't exactly tickle you. You know what I mean? Tanner Banks, I will say, in tonight's game, that's a 1-2-3 inning, couple of strikeouts for himself. Not too bad. Go ahead and look at that one more time. He gives you 1 inning, strikes out 3. That was the 8th inning, uses 16 pitches, struck out the side, that is. So you like to see that for him. Hey, you know what? Let's build on that. Let's build on that. All right, without further ado, let's get into the chat check and see what you guys have to say about this Phillies loss. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's not exactly positive.
Morgan Landy, this team looks lost when they play the Mets. What is that? Is that supposed to be Thor? McGill? Is Cy Young when he plays the Phillies? Please play better. I'm with you. Jeremy, hey, Jeremy, what's up, man? Why is Ruiz coming in the game with 2 on in the 7th inning with Lindor and Soto coming up? Where was Strahm? My only guess was Strahm just pitched the day before and they didn't want to have him go at it again. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Bam Bam 100. Nola, without his stuff, manages a quality start anyways, and the offense lets him down again. Good grief. I love a good grief. They couldn't manage good at-bats until it was basically over. Yeah, one of the things in this game against McGill, 16-pitch first inning, 12-pitch second inning, 27-pitch third inning, where the Phillies had a bases-loaded 2-out situation and Kyle Schwarber at the dish, and they got nothing out of that. Harper and – who else was it? Harper and Schwarber? Let me just confirm this. There was somebody else that had 2 walks. It was Harper and Turner. Harper and Turner had 2 walks today. Schwarber got you a hit. That's it. Yeah, so he extends his on-base streak to 23 games. But 27 pitches in the third inning, 8 pitches in the fourth inning, 15 in the fifth. And then when you're at 85 pitches in the 6th inning, I figured McGill's going to be done in that inning, and he was. But, yeah, they gave him some easy outs, especially in that 4th inning. That was what I was referencing earlier when I was talking about Tyler McGill just owning Nick Castellanos. Struck him out on 3 pitches, went changeup that Castellanos swung over top of. Fastball, he took the fastball, and then went up and away with the fastball for the 3rd and final pitch of that at bat, and Castellanos went down swinging at that. Just utterly confused at whatever Tyler McGill was trying to do in this game against the Phillies. And just like the rest of the Phillies, they were all pretty confused, just like Nick Castellanos. No one has been giving Bryce fastballs. That was an infuriating at bat. You know what else was infuriating about it? Is that the 3 home runs on the homestand all came on down and in sliders. And Harper, without question, was swinging not down and in sliders. He was swinging like they were fastballs. I mean, the one slider was way down, like in the dirt. You know what I mean? Actually, I think the route it took to the plate was it dug itself in the ground under home plate, burrowed under like a gopher, and then popped up like Caddyshack into the catcher's mitt. That's how I believe that final pitch made it to the catcher after Bryce Harper swung over top of it. Is that an exaggeration? Only slightly. Our seeker, hello. Got to shake things up. Timid play, 3 years of Rob, and shaky bullpen wore them down. Still a W, Johnny? Huh? Speaking for the Mets fans, the excuses for Nola continue from the Phillies skipper. I didn't hear him. See, how it works is I usually do the postcast, and then I go listen to Rob Thomson as a saying. I usually go, nope, don't like that. Don't like that. There was one moment, actually. It was during the first at bat to Lindor. You could tell that Aaron Nola didn't like a couple of the calls. And after the inning was over, you saw him walk by the home plate umpire at Lindenspurger, I think is how you say his name. And he was just like, is that up? Is that in? Is that up? Is that in? Like, what was the call there? Just trying to understand. But it was during the Lindor at bat where JT Realmuto threw the ball back to Aaron Nola before the home run happened. And Nola just looked like he was already frustrated. We're talking 2 pitches into the game, 3 pitches into the game at most. Because Lindor hit the 2-2 pitch, knuckle curve out of the park. And it looked like the 3rd pitch of that at bat, Nola was already flustered. And I went, this isn't going to be great. This is not going to be a great start for him. He was lucky with the Juan Soto 3-run home run that was called back. And he was lucky with the line drive off the bat of Winker that ended up being the Phillies able to double off Nimmo off first base in the 6th inning. Phillies were lucky in that regard. Feaster Famine Phil says, Zane. Tommy Shrove, hello. I need Harper to stop chasing sliders. Oh, no. Did Mike switch over again? You got to be kidding.
Why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. That is so frustrating. Thank you for pointing that out. That is very annoying. I think when I hit the commercial, it did that, unfortunately. Thank you for pointing that out, Tommy. Executive producer, Tommy. Appreciate you. They're the same team we've seen the last 2 years, except now they have a team that's clearly better, or the Mets, better than the other one in the division. They are 2-7 against them in the last 9 games. Not great. Not great at all. Bob Stewart, once again, bullpen is terrible. The team is so frustrating to watch. Tommy says you're welcome. I thank you one more time, Tommy. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming on in relief when it came to the bad mic there. Appreciate it. Phillies and Mets are going to be back at it tomorrow. Again, another 7:10 start time in Flushing, New York. On the mound for the Phillies tomorrow, now that they're 13-9 on the season. Oh, this game also, by the way, is going to be available on TBS. Christopher Sanchez will look to be the stopper again. Phillies lose 2 games in a row. Then Christopher Sanchez pitches, and all is right with the world. He'll be taking on Griffin Canning of the Mets. Lefty versus righty tomorrow. Sanchez 2-0 on the season with a 2.96 ERA. Canning coming in 2-1 on the season with a 3.43 ERA. 21 strikeouts and 21 innings pitched. He's only given up 2 home runs so far this season. 4 home runs is what Christopher Sanchez has given up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure, Bandman 100. JT had some dreadful at-bats tonight. Yes, he did. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. We'll be back here with you guys in the Phillies postcast tomorrow. I look forward to that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day for your Locked On Phillies podcast. I got you covered for each and every Phillies game when it comes to your Locked On Phillies postcast. Thank you for making Locked On Phillies postcast your first listen every day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And also, thank you for making Locked On Phillies podcast postcast your listen every day, every night, all season long. Get your local analysis and national scale when you watch MLB Game Night or listen on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. Thanks, everyone. See you guys tomorrow. Hoping for a better outcome for the fighting Phils. See you guys later.